yeah, when the power went out, it's like, great. And then actually for the first time, we have a company called Duke Duke Energy that takes over for us. And they sent the first thing and said, okay, we're going to get you in by 8:00 and go with that. I said, all right, that's not a problem. We'll be all right. And then I got one like 15 minutes later and said, 9:15, which to me meant, anything between 9:15 and midnight, right, if I'm lucky with that.
Well, they're Blue Devils. What do you expect?
Exactly. Well, part of them anyways. So, yes. So that's how that went. But I really thought, because when I heard the couple of loud bangs where, you see flash of lightning and instantly hear thunder, so it's like within a mile of where you're at. Mm-hmm. And suddenly you just hear every firehouse in the area go off. It's like, oh, goody. So, yeah, I knew that the transformer or something like that must have went out and go with that. But they managed to get it back, so I was rather happy with that.
Oh, the Cubs still winning. Anybody know if the Cubs are winning? Hey, chat room, check out the Cubs are winning.
I thought you were the.
They were winning. They were totally winning, but I've been in a parent thing for an hour and a half, and I don't know if they won. They were winning or not. Game should still be going on.
I skipped my parent forum thing.
Siri, what's the Cubs score? I usually skip it. My kids are going to new school, so.
Oh.
The Cubs are up 9-0, dude. 9-0.
How are they doing this year? Are they?
They're in first place. I mean, it's not like last year. Yeah, they're not as good as last year, but they're still in first place.
All right, good stuff.
They'll make it to the playoffs, God willing. God willing.
Tell the Tigers, what that's like. It's been long enough.
Dude, you know what? I could die. I'm happy. I could die.
I know.
They won the World Series. I'm fine. They could do whatever they want to do. They could go another 108 years. I don't give a shit. I'm good. I don't give a shit.
You were there when it happened, so it's
don't
like
care.
It's like the eclipse. You were there when it happened.
I don't care. They could suck again. That's fine. Perfectly fine.
All right. So we'll wait. Hopefully Sarah will be able to hook in when she can here and go from that. But I think we can start this off. Hey, folks, sit back, relax, get your favorite libation, your favorite snack. The Geocaching Podcast is coming at you right about now.
You want to know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. But come on, take a chance now. Geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. Uncover the stash. On the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome to the Geocaching Podcast, episode 508, recorded live on August 23rd, 2017. I'm your host, Headhardhat, with
Scott Berks
and Taz427, and hopefully InfoFerret in a minute or two.
We'll have to wait and see. I'm waited with bated breath, and that's a whole different story. Here she comes. So you can join us on our chat room and watch our live video stream, plus participate with us as we record this episode. All this and more can be found at www.geocachingpodcast.com/live. Be sure to contact us via our voicemail line at 630-31-VOICE. Also find us on Twitter at geocachingpodcast.com/Twitter and Facebook at geocachingpodcast.com/Facebook. This episode is sponsored by our good patrons of the Geocaching Podcast. To become a contributing patron, simply click on our Patreon or PayPal logo on our website to help keep our podcast going. From all of us at the Geocaching Podcast, we thank you. So yeah, we had all sorts of interesting happenings going on. We've been in the upper 90s for about a week here.
Ugh.
And it's just and with that wonderful wet blanket feeling that you have with the humidity being in near 90s for that as well. So it's just ugly out. Well, that nice cold front finally managed to come our way. And matter of fact, the temperatures tomorrow is supposed to be like 81. So
Ooh, nice.
yeah.
we got like mid to lower 70s
Oh man,
all week. It's like cold
something.
out. Look at me. I'm in look at long underwear shirt on I'm wearing here.
Not me. You're
Look
lucky
at
I'm wearing
this.
pants. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
I got
But
shorts on, but I got like a long underwear shirt on here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Seattle was great in the 70s, and then walking through that tunnel at that constant 56 degrees. When you're kind of power walking through that tunnel, that 56 degrees is awesome.
You can
Oh,
freeze
yeah.
your niblets off with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was something. The storms front came through, and when you hear lightning, that sizzle sound from a lightning bolt before you hear the thunder, you know that it's hitting really, really close.
Mhm.
And we had a bunch of that. I was out on the front porch watching it as it was coming through, and a lot of cloud to ground lightning strikes all over the place. And suddenly there was this loud ha-boom, and I think that's when it hit the transformer or whatever in the area and just took it out.
Mhm.
So they were originally saying, yeah, we might get the power on about 8 with an electric company that, add 4 hours and go with that and hope for the best. Instead, they sent another message that said 9:15, and I'm like, okay, we're not gonna have it. It's not gonna work. And
Yeah,
sure enough,
I got chastised, by the way. Last week we didn't have a show. That's why I was like, we're not gonna have a show for 2 weeks.
oh yeah, that's
And
what
I got
said.
chastised
That's
by
what I said. And it's
I got
like,
chastised
oh,
by
man.
Joshua chastised me.
He
Yeah.
did me too.
About
He did me
9:30,
as
he's
well.
like,
It's
"You having
it's
a show,
where's,
dude?"
Where's the show? It's like I get off the plane and it's like, where's the show?
Yeah, well, things happen. Let's put it that way, and I'm going to keep it right there. But things happen, and so yeah, it was how it goes. And I really didn't want to have the second one go, but luckily they got the power on soon enough, and we were able to do the show, and we'll go from there. So I'm just happy we're here.
Mhm. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
going to send another invite out to Sarah here real quick, just to.
Yeah, she
Trying to
said
get
that she can't get her video settings to play nicely with her firewall.
I hate when that happens. All right, I sent another one out just in case, and hopefully she'll be able to make it.
Mhm.
But it's just been that kind of a day today for all this fun stuff. It is going to be a relief. I don't even know what 81 degrees feels like for tomorrow.
And Sarah, don't say it's because of the video settings. Say it's because of the bear.
Yeah,
The
no
bear
doubt.
caused it.
The bear.
Thanks, Dave.
Google man.
Da bear.
The
Yeah.
bear.
Yep. So other than that, it's been so bloody hot out here, and I'm not even English. So I mean, it's just been in the upper 90s, low 100s for the past week with severe humidity. So it's like you go outside and it feels like you can't breathe. That's no fun.
We're back in the high 90s and supposed to hit in the 100s this weekend.
Yeah.
Ah.
But at least you don't have a hurricane going your way.
No, I don't. All my friends back in Houston do. I hope they all survive it. They should.
Yep. All part of the fun. So yeah, that's how it goes. So not a whole lot of geocaching. Had, like I said, a bunch of stuff happened last week, and this week it's just been too dang hot. But I am hoping that I can get out the next couple of days. Actually, what I really have to do before my wife absolutely kills me is cut the grass, because I'm not going out there. I've had close to heat stroke before, and I'll be darned if I'm out there in the temperatures and that to cut the grass. Tomorrow it's 81. I have no excuse. So I got to go out there and actually cut the grass, but I am going to go geocaching. So Scott, you've been busy.
I have been busy. Yes, it's been a crazy couple of weeks. We were up in West Bend. Spent the weekend in West Bend. We'll talk about tonight. I have some pictures to show you. Some really cool pictures. I have notches written down, things to talk about, including our thoughts about something that happened to me. I don't want to spoil it, but something interesting happened. And what?
Is the police involved?
No police are involved.
FBI?
No, it's has to do with a cashier.
Okay.
With a cashier who placed the cash.
Oh, all right.
It's interesting. It's interesting. It's an interesting conundrum, and I'll be curious what your thoughts are on it.
Excellent. I love stuff like that. Good stuff. Can't wait. And Mr. Taz, now, do you officially have 2 separate ape icons now?
It is Well, you look down your icon sheet, and next to the ape icon, there is the number 2.
Oh.
Okay, so
Dude, Taz,
I counted.
you only need
counted
one.
those- I
You only
counted
need
as
one.
two ape icons. So
You just need one.
yeah, that just kind of blows the sales out of things, or just blows. Either way, it's a shame. But hey,
I'm glad you got there, Taz. Though that's
your
awesome that
effort
you
was
went.
going.
Yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
proud of you
That
that
was
you
awesome.
went. Yeah.
it was awesome, going out to get the second ape icon. So I'm
Yeah.
counting it as a second ape icon,
There you go.
and a
I
bunch
just-
more caches, and caching with a bunch of my buddies from Houston, and also Bible Man Rick. So had a great time meeting all the lackeys. Got to chat with some of the a bunch of the lackeys actually, and we'll get into that later in the show.
Excellent stuff. All right, good stuff. I'm just going to read for Sarah. I don't know if she's going to be making it. She's having some technical difficulties. She said she got to an IGD event, had a okay.
Isn't
The
that
way I
birth, isn't that
read
birth
it-
control?
Well, that and her next, she did comma, had a joint. And that's the first thing that popped in my mind. Had a joint FTF is what she had. Otherwise, I
Good
thought,
stuff.
man, I wish she was here. We'd have a great conversation.
No 420 going on. Okay.
Avenged a couple of DNFs and filled in a vacant spot on my DT grift grid. Just
DT grift?
Yeah, those are the extra special ones. So just 3 left now, and still swearing at the series of puzzle based around the metal rock bands. It says, I think I know what to do for 2 of them, but no idea for the others. And that's the fun of puzzles. So
Is it
good
metal
stuff.
rock? Is it rock band metal
Yeah,
or
it's
like
rock
metal,
band.
like
Yeah, metal rock.
magnesium
Metal.
metal?
Yeah.
And it's some fairly obscure metal bands. I mean, I looked at some of those like, I've never heard of these folks.
Yeah.
And I used
Yeah,
to be a
pretty
big metalhead.
You were a metalhead?
You were a metal.
Oh yeah,
Wow. The things we learn on the show.
back in the day.
Holy cow. I now I'm having weird visualizations of you doing the horns.
That's right.
and-
Little
Wow.
ACDC, little ACDC going there.
Oh yeah.
So anyways, that's what's going on with that. Let's move on to the podcast roundup, letting our viewers know what's going on in the geocaching podcasting community. And what's coming up this week on Geo Gearheads is episode 295, Going Caching 2017. Yeah, I'm hoping to talk to these fine folks in a little bit ourselves. According to Daryl, they're catching up with the Going Caching crew for some insight about this year's mega event and what it takes to put one together. Now, I do know for a fact, because we went to last year's, last year's dealt with like Back to the Future and those type things. This year it's spies. So I can't wait. We actually, Amy and I have already come up with some ideas for costumes and that for spies. And go from that. But yeah, it's really, really good. It's going to be back in Rome again, in Rome, Georgia. And we've gone to the last 3 of them, I believe, and just had a riot. Fantastic, a lot of fun for going caching. So check out tomorrow evening after you stop off by for the GeoSnippets Reboot podcast and check that out. Very, very cool. All right, let's see. Please consider becoming a patron of the show. It does cost money to do shows like this, and so we beg, we plead, and just otherwise just grovel for any cash that you can throw at us. We do have a bunch of new people that have joined in with the patron program. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. If you can afford a couple of bucks each month and throw it our way by going to our geocachingpodcast.com website and clicking on either PayPal or Patreon and go through the motions with that. And like I said, if you can throw us a couple bucks each month, we really do appreciate it. All right, Scott, you got the mailbag, since we don't necessarily have a theme, but here's Scott with the GCPC mailbag.
We have got hello all, and especially to Sarah, our local host.
Uh-huh.
So apparently this person is from
It's a Kiwi.
a Kiwi. I am just listening to your recent DT rating discussion and have a few questions. If as a CO I'm getting a bit of a log feedback that perhaps my rating is a touch low, at what point should I consider a change? Also, if I do change the rating, is that retroactive? Do the stats change for people who've already found it? Thank you for your time. I've only been listening for about a month, but I'm really enjoying the show. Jacqueline, or Three Pretties.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
I can
nice.
take this.
Okay,
It
sure.
definitely is retroactive, and it will
Yes.
impact anyone's DT stats that they have.
Yes.
I would, if you only have a few finds on it, I would check everyone's DT grid, and if it's not going to impact them, not going to put someone back to a blank, have no problem doing it, changing it. If it's going to impact someone, I would contact them first and say, hey, I want to change this, but it's going to impact your DT grid. Do you mind?
Well, if it's an easy one, the problem is the hard ones. If it's like a 3.5,
Right,
4.5, which is notoriously difficult one to find, and you have yours at that, and suddenly you change it, you're going to piss off a ton of people.
Yeah,
you know?
especially the 3.5 trains and 4.5 trains. Because
That's what I said. 3.5, 4.5.
Yeah.
the trains specifically, it's those vertical bars there tend to be hard to get.
Yep,
Good
absolutely.
advice.
So yeah, so I would say if you're going to go higher, go for it. But if you're going to go lower, I would check and see it with people, because like nobody ever minds higher, but people usually don't want you going any lower. You know.
Yeah, it happened to me when I was trying to close out my DT grid, where
Me too.
I had 3 times I had things pop off the grid, and it's like,
Yeah. I was like, hey, I'm only 2 away from a double fizzy. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm 3 away. How am I 3 away? I know I was 2 away last week. You know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure.
That'll
happen.
drive people nuts. And like you
It
said,
will,
if it's the odd ones, absolutely.
So it is indeed retroactive, and you will piss people off if it's a really weird numbers. If it's a 1.5, God bless.
Yeah.
You know, like
change that in a second.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Three Pretties, for sending that in. And if you want to send in your comments, questions about shows, suggestions for other shows, that type of thing, just send it into gcpcmailbag@gmail.com, and we will put it on the show just like we just did. All right, Taz actually does have some music, so let me see if I can press a little button right here.
In the news. Magic the Gathering Trackable. So, Magic the Gathering is the first and most popular trading card game of all time. To celebrate the release of a new card set, they're teamed up with geocaching to release thousands of trackables to geocaching fans of Magic the Gathering all over the world. Magic fans and geocachers are invited to explore the newest plane of Magic, Multiverse. Ixalan. I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
It has a explanation point at one side of it, so I'm just wondering.
That's Spanish, isn't it?
Yeah, usually it's Spanish.
I just taught that to my son, who's learning Spanish. He's like, "Why is there an exclamation point on the beginning of the word?"
Yeah,
like because it just is.
It just
do
deal with it. Yes.
Anyways, on our journey, discover dangerous dinosaurs and plundering pirates as you seek out caches around the globe. Take a Magic the Gathering Ixalan treasure piece trackable with you from cache to cache to reveal hidden secrets and maybe some card previews. Share your latest find on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter using the hashtags MTG Geocachers and MTGXLN. Enter to win a free trackable at geocaching.com/magic.
Yeah, so geocaching.com has this very, very cool event. Now, I'm starting to wonder if we may have ticked some people off, because certain other individuals, Joshua, and a couple of other personalities like Sonny and Sandy, and a couple other individuals got a whole slew of these Magic trackables that they could give away on their show. You know what we got?
Nothing.
Bumpkus.
Yeah, you see, this is what happens when you have me on a host. I bring the show down, man. I'm the dirty secret.
Wow, we're the black sheep now. I mean, geez.
Yeah.
You drop the F-bombs, and
they were even giving away some to people who were visiting headquarters.
Really?
Unfortunately, I didn't visit headquarters, so I didn't get one.
Wow.
So
you didn't go to the trifecta, dude? Come on.
Yeah, really.
I can't log the headquarters again.
Oh,
he's already got it. I'm sorry,
Mr. Big. Sorry, Mr. World Traveler. Oh, again, 2 monkeys.
Yeah. Wow. You know, he should have one that has a little sticker on it that says Brazil next to it.
One that says ass on it.
Yes. So anyhow, you can go to geocaching.com/magic, and there's only a day or two left, if I remember right.
Something like that, yeah.
That you can go in and fill out, and they're going to pick out 1,000 from that. And give it to some lucky people.
And I wonder if I disqualified myself because I was honest and said that I don't play Magic the Gathering.
Oh, yeah, that is one of the questions when you fill out the form.
They didn't have a box to say I haven't played Magic the Gathering in 20 years.
Just a yes or no? Well, then you say yes.
They just had a yes or
There you
no.
go, Taz, always say yes.
Always say yes. Pick C.
I love your products. Love
yes,
them.
Wonderful. We'd like 6.
If I don't get one, I'll live.
I know.
Yeah,
I didn't even apply for one.
We have to, when we do our Cash or Coffee next week, because there's so many other things that we got to talk about. One thing that Sarah actually did write in the show notes, they said they don't call Magic the Gathering cardboard crack for no reason. I've already applied for one with an exclamation point. The boys play weekly. I refuse to get involved. Ha. I say ha.
Ha.
So ha. I'm thinking she's probably one of the lead, like Dungeons and Dragons, you have the dungeon master that does all that stuff. I'm thinking she's the grand wizard for that one.
It will suck.
I don't think grand wizard is the right wording for that, Andy.
It's designed to suck your pocket dry.
Is it really?
So that you buy more and more packs, so that hopefully you'll get specialty cards. Yes.
Now, didn't they used to call that baseball cards, where we used to get
bazooka
bubble gum just so we can get that special card that came out of
I used to collect sets of baseball cards and stuff. Those were a heck of a lot easier to get a full set of Topps baseball cards than it is to get full sets of Magic the Gathering.
Dumbledore's the hard one to get. Is that it, or
something like that? Yeah, I think we're mixing the wrong kind of muggles in here now.
It's all magic. I mean, come on.
That Dumbledore and that R2 card.
The R2 card. Yeah. That's the keeper.
Yeah. Those are the chasers. The chase cards.
Oh, so anyways, yeah. So we got, again, go to geocaching.com/magic. You got another day or so that you can get that in to possibly pick up a trackable. They're going to do 1,000 of them. Except for the extra ones they gave out to some other people that were giving them away. Just
that when you say ass on a podcast? Banned. What happens?
Yeah. So let's see. Moving on.
Once the swear bell comes in, the freebies go away.
It is, It's like, oh, them. No, they're not getting any. And that's just true on so many levels. So I'm just saying. We had a question. Now, I've had other people ask if you solve the Captain Mary Hyde contest and promotion that they had out there, which we've been following for the past month or so.
Mm-hmm.
If you get all 4 of the pieces, is there something you get out of it? Is there some magic thing, or what is the end result when you get all 4 pieces? Because everybody was going nuts waiting for piece number 4, because that obviously going to have the major key to the Rosetta Stone that's going to open everything up.
I can speak Spanish now. How is it possible?
You do get an extra icon. You get the Mary Hyde Lost Treasure icon.
I'm literally looking right now. I do not even look. I don't know.
And it's one of those things where you get the 5th souvenir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6.
Yeah, I got 5.
Right.
I have 6 souvenirs.
6? How do you have 6?
Because we did the event on the first before all this.
You did the what? Oh, yeah. I didn't go to the thing. Yeah. You
got 1 for each of the map pieces.
Yes.
1 for the event, and then you get
final
1 for.
I didn't do the event. Yes, I didn't do the event. Yes.
Now with the 5th piece, that if you get all 4 of the other ones, you get the 5th one. There was a thing that you can do where there is a code word involved, and you can send that in, and you get a trackable for it.
Yeah.
And to give anyone a little extra hint there as to where to look. Look at your Mary Hyde Lost Treasure souvenir.
Right. The fifth one. The one that you got for getting the 4 pieces together. And you got the 5th one. Check that out, and you will find a code word that you can send in. I don't know if they're still doing it or not. But what will happen is, matter of fact, they just sent out today or yesterday. No, it says the 24th.
Yeah, you can do it through tomorrow, I believe.
Right. Because the message that they sent to me was Mary Hyde final message to me. They didn't actually say that part. It says, congratulations on finding the lost treasure of Mary Hyde. And I'm sorry, I'll leave that right there because that's a whole different thing. Your free trackable
Wait, it was
code,
a Mary Hyde or Mary's Hyde? Which one was it?
you gotta, whatever works. Your free trackable code will be emailed to you by August 24th, which is tomorrow our time, with instructions on how to use it. So that's what came to me after I put in my code word.
Yeah, I got it in the mail about email about 3:30 today.
Oh, you got that part of it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, saying give me my code.
Good.
And all that stuff today.
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah, so you'll get that actually tomorrow for us on August 24th. So that's interesting. I just find it a little deflating that the 4 map pieces didn't have a correlation, that they didn't have something to figure out. Just
which didn't 2 years ago have that or last year have that? Which one?
Stuff similar.
Wasn't it like
yeah, you had it where you got a couple of souvenirs.
Yeah, right, and you had to figure something out on them. Yeah.
Go that way.
What are you gonna do? Come on, let them be.
I know. And believe me, kudos to everybody.
Yeah. I'm on a highway. They're doing good changes. I'm on a highway.
Here's my Mary Hyde picture from Seattle. That's Miss Jen, who's a lackey at Groundspeak, and she's holding the pirate flag, and there is a pirate ship.
It's a pirate ship
out, that is timing.
Behind her. Yes, that is timing.
Yes. For anybody listening at work right now, we're looking at a picture of a woman holding a Jolly Roger flag. In the background, in the water, is a pirate.
An actual pirate ship. Yeah. So, yeah, good stuff. So this was a lot of fun. I had a good time with it. I just, that if I had my druthers, I would have liked to have been able to pull something out of the 4 map pieces because that was the whole buildup. So, anywho, there you go. That's what's the last of getting the treasures from Captain Mary Hyde. And now, what are they going to do with the Friend League?
I don't know. Is it over? I didn't even look. Is the Friend League done?
No, I think it's still up.
No.
Yeah, but how do you get to the Friend League? Oh, is it?
If you go to your friends,
profiles or friends,
I got to go to my friends. Hold on.
Right.
So your profile.
My view friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. And then what? Okay. And then, get motive with your Friend League. There it is.
Yeah. So I don't know how they're doing.
Dude, I was rocking the Friend League 2 weeks ago.
Yes, you
Did you see me with like 2,000? Did you see that?
Oh yeah. And the funny part is that one didn't need anything for the.
I was the man.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what happens with the Friend League. If they come up with.
I have 10. I have 10.
Wow.
Booyah.
Interesting
Gotta
stuff.
see what I was last week on the Friend League.
You could see last week? How do you see last week?
Yeah, you go to the little thing that says week of.
There it is, previous week.
Yep.
Yeah, I was second last week.
You were second?
In my league. Yeah.
See, what I get the big kick out of is when you sit there and click on a person that's in the Friend League and it actually shows what they did to accumulate the gold coins for that particular week. And of course, the ones that I love were the ones that were just dropping and picking up trackables everywhere.
Right, yeah, right. Totally.
Almost all of mine were founds or tens. A couple pickups that were legitimate pickups.
Yep.
Of trackables.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully they'll be able to come up with some other ways of using all that. So let's move on to the tonight's episode 508 geocaching events recap. We've got 2 gentlemen that are among us, which I'm the only other one, and I'd hardly call a gentleman. But we've got Scott Berks and we've got Taz, of course, and each of them went their own separate ways and attended some really cool. I guess they're all pretty much mega. Was the Ape Cache one a mega event? It'd have to be.
Yes, and there were. Last I checked, there were over 600 attends.
Yeah,
nice.
So,
So-
they went and attended, and so we thought we'd give a recap of their fun adventures that they went through. So, Scott, do you want to go first or second, or what do you want to do?
I don't care. Whatever you want me to do. What do
All
you
right,
want me to do?
why don't you start off with West Bend, because I've got a lot of extra questions for Chad.
Okay.
Just for
So,
pure razzing.
so we had a West Bend 2 weekends ago. Great time. Me and Jesse went up there Friday night. It was actually, the theme was Star Wars. I don't know if you guys have watched Joshua's videos. He already has his videos out, and I am in them. Thank you very much. I am actually in his videos.
Wow.
And and
Scott's a
so
rock star at West Bend.
right. Well, I hung out with Joshua all weekend when I saw him. So Friday night we did all lab caches that came out right in Regner Park, that park right there. Saturday, it was weird. It's the first time in 6 years me and Walt were not on the main stage, so it was weird to actually be able to cache all day. I actually got to cache all day Saturday from the morning till the night. Usually I have to stop for 3 hours in the middle of the day. So it's nice. We got a lot of good caches. I wound up with 207 caches plus 8 lab caches for the total.
Wow.
I surpassed 15,000 finds. I was under 15 when I got there, and I'm at like 147 right now. So
Wow.
Oh,
Congrats.
won something with the money in the bash. I don't know if you guys saw again Joshua's video, but you see Josh winning, you see me winning. We both won something. I won $10.
Hey,
Cool.
Yeah, I never won before. It's my 8th year going there. I've never won anything, so it's nice. And again, it was the theme was Star Wars. That was the theme. So I want to show you guys some pictures real quick. Because there's some really good pictures here. So hold on a second here.
Power
Give
of the
me
Schwartz.
this. Here we go. Hold on a second.
may the Schwartz be with you.
How about my desktop? Let's see. Hold on. Okay, there's my desktop, right? Yes. Okay, so if we see here, there's me. Can you see me?
Yep.
Okay, see that? That's a speeder bike cache right there.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
neat.
Can you see that? Anybody at work? I like to talk to people at work because I do listen to stuff at work. There's a picture of me riding a speeder bike from the Empire, from Return of the Jedi. That's what that is. And the cache was right back here in the back. Isn't that kind of cool?
That's
Nice.
cool.
You know, that's one of the one fascinating things that I read as an article was that after they came out with the speeder bikes and going through the forest and all that, how NASA actually posted in a newspaper, national newspaper, on how because of that movie they are investigating near collision riding just to do exactly what they were doing in
Really?
the speeders, to be able to go
Hmm.
fast enough and have something in front of you that's going
Right.
to steer things.
Mhm.
And it's like, what kind of an authentication can you have for a sci-fi film to have NASA go, that is a good idea?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then we've got here's a picture of a TARDIS,
Oh, I saw that on
life-
Facebook. That is so cool.
life-size TARDIS, and inside it.
What's it bigger on the inside?
Bigger and bigger.
No, but it did have it had clothing. I actually periscoped. I don't know if you guys saw that. I actually it played music. He had kid costumes in there. The 4th Doctor costume.
Oh,
He
neat.
had a fez. He had a bow tie, so you could like dress up and stuff like that. And it was a puzzle. You had to there was a Simon game right here, where the if you open that up,
Right.
you have to do a Simon
At least in
game.
the box sign, yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
neat.
Or what to say? I can't remember what it says on there.
Oh,
What?
is the
Anyways, did it
police-
say the same thing?
Yes,
that,
it did. Yes, yeah.
that it
Public call
normally-
box. Yeah, public call,
police
please.
phone?
Yes. Yes. Okay, this was the coolest cache there that I saw. This was a puzzle cache. Okay, now this is all you got. And on the cache, there I'm totally spoiling this cache for everybody, but it's too cool not to spoil. So this is the cache. Okay, can you see it? The 2
Yep.
lightsabers.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now somewhere you have to find the 4 digits for the lock.
Wow.
That's all you get.
And colors and whatnot.
Yeah, that's all they give you, dude. That's all they give you.
Ah, neat.
So you
Sister codes.
What do you think? Taz is usually pretty good at this. What do you think, Taz? Before I literally give away the answer.
I would first start and think resistor codes, but then they probably don't have the resistor color values there.
What's a
Because anything with bands of color, that's what I'd look for. But I don't know. Can you put the 2 together somehow?
I'm gonna show you right here. There you go.
Ah.
Yeah.
Can you see
Flip
the
'em.
numbers?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
3,
Yeah. I
2.
got it.
5, 7.
Wow. Very cool. Now, was this a lab cache or?
No, this was a puzzle cache.
That was
It was,
an
it
actual,
was, it was a
wow.
it was a contest cache.
Field
'cause
puzzle.
They had contest. The first 10 caches were contest. Like whoever wins, you get a chip in your bag and you put your chip in which one you think is the best. What was the best of the top 10, the first 10.
Very nice.
Yeah. So let me get back to, how do I close this out? How do I get back to me? Hold on. And so then, hold on a second. There we go. And so then it was a great weekend. And so I'm not going to name this cache. I'm not going to name the cache hider. Okay.
Okay.
But I heard a rumor at the cache bash. Everybody's going to this one cache. Okay. Everybody's going to it. It's supposed to be totally amazing. And in their defense, it was totally amazing. It really was. And but they're like, be careful though. If you don't give him a favorite point, he hounds you. I'm like, what? Bullshit is what I say. And so I go again. It's amazing cache, but you know what? I'm like, I told Jesse, you know what? For S's and giggles, I'm not giving him a favorite point. And she's like, you know what? Neither am I.
Oh,
So don't give him a favorite point. A day later, I get an email. The email states, "Dear Scott Berks, thanks for stopping by the geocache. I'm not going to name it today. I hope you had fun with it. I noticed you didn't give it a favorite point. Did you not enjoy it or just run out of favorite points? Thanks and best regards, whoever the was."
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't have the cojones to do that, you know.
Now,
and I've had
thoughts
people
on
say
that, boys. Discuss,
they're definitely
boys.
going to give me the.
Discuss.
I've had people that in their logs say they're definitely giving it their favorite point and have forgotten to.
No.
And stuff. And it's like, I'm not even going to say, hey, can you get that favorite point that you said you're going to give me?
He called me out, man.
He didn't delete your post or anything, did he?
No.
Okay, because with that, I'd be going back with a pitchfork and a lightsaber.
Do you believe that shit? Wait, here's the thing.
Like,
so he said, I hope you had fun with it.
That's a guaranteed non-favorite point for me.
So
sorry.
He says, I hope you had fun with it. I noticed you didn't give it a favorite point. Jesse responded to him saying, I think all the caches, she said, I have fun at all the caches I go to. That's how she responded to it. So why would I give every cache a favorite point?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
bad, poor taste, right?
Yeah,
I was like,
that's a good comeback.
Cool.
So apparently he used to call people out right there on the site.
Oh,
on the
really?
Yeah, he used to call you out right there. He doesn't do it anymore, but he used to call people out right there.
Okay,
again, not naming who it is or
a
the
little
cache.
too tight.
Yeah, man. And in his defense, I really wanted to give it a favorite point.
Yeah,
it's a really good cache. But you know what? No. And now I'm like,
you know, I try to remember to give the real cool ones favorite points, and I like the way that they're doing it now, where if you're logging online, you've got the option to do that favorite point before you hit submit.
Push it. Right.
But you know, there's been a number that, oh, I didn't get that one a favorite point. Here, let me give that favorite point.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, and the only reason I didn't give it a favorite point is because I had heard through the grapevine that he does this. Wow. So I'm like, I'm just going to test it and see if it works. And sure enough,
that is uncouth.
Yes.
Yeah, it keeps surprising, isn't it? Like, who does that?
Yeah.
Really, for what?
Yeah, it's like what? So you can get recognition that you got a million favorite points. Like,
you got a really cool people are going to come to your cache anyway.
Right.
It's not like people are sorting through favorite points. People are coming anyway. People heard all it was the talk of the freaking It was the talk of the mega. They got to go see this cache.
Do you need your ego stroked that much?
Right. It's only people like me.
I thought it was
I
was like, I just shook my head. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, just shook my head. I'm like, wow, man. No, I'm not going to give you one just for that.
So did you get, Scott, did you get hounded while you were out geocaching this year since you didn't go on stage?
No, it was actually pretty good. Wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's what I do at open caching, or going caching, I should say, for the one in Rome. That one, I have more fun because I'm not working, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Amy will roll her eyes.
Yeah,
but I don't have a booth. I don't have a thing set up. I'm just geocaching and having a good time. And the funny part is with that, I meet more people doing that than I do having the booth set up. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Jessie has said to me in the past, she's like, you know, I always see Joshua and hang out with Joshua over there, and Joshua always has a crowd around him. It's
Oh, yeah.
always a crowd around Josh, and
Yeah.
he can't help it. You know, I was hanging out with the son Hayden more than I was with Josh because I could talk to Hayden and hang out with Hayden,
Yeah.
and so and
on the same level.
yeah, right, it's this 10-year-old, and so Jesse's like, "Don't you wish that was you?" I'm like, "God, no." I'm so happy that's not me. That's what I like about being audio instead. I mean, I guess we're video, but I think a
Yeah.
lot of people listen to this and watch it, and so
Right.
it's
Mhm.
you know, to be able to actually just, I mean, because like Josh would introduce me to people and he'd say who I was, and I'd be like, "How you doing?" They're like, "Oh yeah, totally from the podcast," you know, like,
Yeah.
but like nobody, you have to hear me to
Right.
Well, I think
most
we've all
people recognize
experienced
me.
that at events where they go, "I know that voice."
Yeah, they know the
exactly.
voice. Yeah, I've talked to people have pointed at me. You go like, "I know that voice," you know. So, but it's other than that, you know, no, especially since I was on stage this year, and that's fine with me. I don't mind. I don't need the.
It's kind of fun to go incognito every
Yeah,
once
I
in a
know.
while.
You know, it's and West Bend doesn't do the, you know, like every mega does the thing where it has your name and stuff
Right.
like that. You know, West Bend doesn't do that, so you don't have a name tag on at all when you're
Gotcha.
there. So it's like no.
Lots of fun though. I love
No,
going to
no,
Mega.
I had a great, always a good time at West Bend, you know, and just the fact that it was Star Wars has made it even better, you know.
Now,
So.
did you actually, clear out the area now? You're completely done with West Bend? There's
No.
no more to find?
When I get 207 caches, I still don't have a dent in there. No,
Hmm.
it's ridiculous. Every year, I mean, it's like they put
Yeah.
out power trails and stuff. So it's like, gotta remember, like in 30 miles each way out of West Bend is just like open freaking field roads. So it's
Yeah.
like they're just power trails all up and down those roads.
Wow.
And they put a new one out every year. There's at least 100 new ones, at least power trail every year. So
That is awesome. Yeah, I got to get out there. I just things always
it's
tend
fun,
to
dude. Yeah,
happen.
it's a good time. It is a good time.
Excellent.
Really is.
So, Mr. Taz.
Yes, tell me about the
Yes.
ape cache.
What-
How do you
yeah.
not have? So wait. So you have the trifecta? Did you have all three before we get into this?
All three,
Like
which,
the stash, the stash, the original
Yeah,
stash, the headquarters, and the ape.
Yes, I had all three, although it was the returned ape, or the shouldn't say returned ape. What was it called? Anyways, the replacement ape out there. I had all three back in 2012. So this is my third time out there.
Did you ever get the coin, that trifecta coin? Because that's what I want. That's all I want is that goddamn coin, that trifecta coin.
I never got that coin.
Really? Oh, my God, it's a cool coin, dude. Check it out.
So I need to get that, or someone needs to get it for me.
There you go. Using his influence over the crowd.
So
Oh,
you will get me the coin. Anyways, I went out there with a few goals in mind, and I came away with all but one of those goals.
Really?
The one goal that I did not get is I wanted to do both the Temple series and the KQ series around Lake Salmonish, and which was a series of 21. The Temple series was a series of 21 puzzle caches, the 21st being you need all the information from the other 20
Right.
to get. And the KQ series is a series of 11 puzzles and multis, and I had solved all the puzzles and everything, and I'm out there with Bible Man Rick and with Traveling Geek, and when we go to 4 of them, and we DNF'd 4 in a row, and I was like, you guys want to go do something else? Like, yeah, yes. And so, we headed off to do other things, but yeah, one of our goals was to do a 12 icon day. Actually, we're planning on doing a 13 icon day, but we couldn't get the CETO to get passed through there. So there were only 12 icons available, and actually we had to travel all the way down to Tacoma in order to get the webcam, because 2 of us had already done all the other webcams in the area.
Oh, jeez.
Then we hit the 10 lab caches, which were pretty fun. I cleaned up before they got into town. I cleaned up a bunch of puzzles that I had solved years ago there, and had a fun time doing that. Had a real awesome time at a travel bug hotel. There's a series of gadget travel bug hotels there. I only did one of them that was close to my Airbnb. And after I did, I was like, this really should be on my list of things to do. So, so if I go back there, I'll have to add that to there. I had a great time caching with Bible Man Rick and Traveling Geek. Yeah, and Traveling Geek on Friday and Saturday. So Traveling Geek, he's a homie from back in Houston, and we've actually been to the block party and Going Ape together, and went up to GCD together in the past. And then Amberita, who's also from Houston, joined us on the second half of the day Saturday. So had a great time with them. Several events. I went to a picnic at Gasworks Park, Cash Queen's party like it's 1999, or pardon me, 999. So that one, so she got her 1,000th cache. That was literally the event was literally her 999th cache.
Nice.
So I know her from back in Houston, and got to see a bunch of my friends from Houston at that event. And then there's the troll flash mob. And then until
I see that troll, I've seen so many pictures of it.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Oh, yeah. You mean the bridge one? The one under the bridge?
And there's a cache right next to it, a well hidden cache. And then there was an event called Until 11 that was held at the beer garden. That was after the Going Ape event in the evening, and also the Going Ape event. So, I had a great time at all the events, met a bunch of lackeys. I've met Love and Miss Jen and Mountain Bike before, but met them again. And then a bunch of new lackeys. And I was talking to them each about their jobs and stuff. And the guys, the folks that were working on the APIs and the servers and that kind of stuff, I was giving them kudos and say, hey, keep up the good work. I love what you guys are doing. It's everything's turning around. I even told Love and Miss Jen and Mountain Bike about that as well, that we as geocachers appreciate this, even though they're not working in that particular area. We appreciate that the focus is there.
Absolutely.
And actually at one of the events was held by a Kiwi called Funky Monkey Zone. And he was having a little trivia contest. He was giving out some geocoins. So this is a 2013 mega event that was held, a coin for a mega event that was held in New Zealand. Oh, nice. And so one of the questions was, what is the national rugby team of New Zealand? And of course I answered, yeah, I know that. It's like the Aussies and New Zealanders that were there were not allowed to answer.
There you go.
And it's like, really? It's like, yeah, the All Blacks. It's like, all right.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah.
So I had to tell, I was like, yeah, co-host on our show is New Zealander. So yeah, definitely. Thank you, Sarah, for that. And had some pretty good travel bugs or geocoins for the event. So there's I think one of these is the regular, and one of these is the premium. Oops, I can't hold both. But geocoin for the event, so it's pretty cool. The backside is the hand, and if you can read the code on that through that picture, you're more than welcome to log it. But I had a hard time reading with a flashlight.
I liked it. Now, give a little bit, since you gave such a great set of experience about the Brazil ape cache for there. What does a person, if they want to go out there and find the ape cache that now has been put back, what kind of an experience do you go through for that?
Well, it's a 3-mile hike from the parking to where the cache is. A little over 2 miles of that hike is through a tunnel that is, when there aren't any people in there, pitch black. I mean, you turn out your light, you cannot see your hand in front of your face. Didn't quite have that experience when walking through there with about another 1,000 people all with their flashlights out. It's still dark, but I've done it 3 times now. The second time we did it, we got in there at 8:20 a.m. The event didn't start until 10 a.m. We were alone in the cave.
Wow.
Or I shouldn't say cave, the tunnel. And we turn out our lights. It's like, whoa, this is black. And you can see a pinprick of light at the very end where the end of the tunnel was. You know, and when you're in the middle of the tunnel, it's a little over a mile this way, a little over a mile that way.
Yeah.
And and I can say that if you were 100% alone, it would be a bit unnerving walking through there.
Oh, no doubt.
Because you don't know what's in that tunnel.
You don't know what's in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you get your flashlight. Yeah, you can see a little bit.
Yeah, you can see maybe 20, 30 feet. Yeah.
But, you know, when you got a mile ahead of you this way and a mile behind you that way, yeah, it's dark. So, you know, if you're scared of the dark, do it at a Going Ape event. If you're a tough, brave individual, go out there and do it solo. If you're a little bit scared, maybe bring a friend or two or three.
Now, when you get done with the tunnel part of it, what happens next?
So it's about another maybe half a mile, 3/4 of a mile hike, and it's a slightly downhill grade, not too much. So you're not like doing a heavy uphill grade on the way back to the cache, and it's on a relatively well paved path. So it's like the terrain shouldn't be too hard on it unless you're counting the distance of the hike.
Right.
And
Now,
how did they lock it down this time?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
I heard that they locked it. Oh, wait. I heard they locked it down.
You know, I'm not sure that it was done any different than before. Let me pull up a picture.
Did you make the connection, since you were back at the time where they actually found the ape cache? Did you kind of sit there and get up to the point where the cache was and just go, oh yeah, I can see where this got, you know, that far away? You know, was the hill there? Did you see?
Yeah, I've seen the hill, and you know, I could tell that, you know, I was guessing beforehand that it was thrown over the hill.
Yeah.
So here's actually a picture with Bible Man Rick, myself, Traveling Geek, which is Greg, and Amberito, who's Amber, all at the cache. And you know, I don't see necessarily any more retention mechanism than what there was before. It's basically in this hollowed out, fallen over tree trunk, and that has other stuff kind of smashed in there with it. And so, you know, I can't really say how well secure it is beyond what it was before, but maybe they put some lag bolts or something up through there. I don't know.
It's not chained to the tree or anything like that? Not
No. So as far as I can tell, yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? There is a chain there.
Oh, is there?
So there's a chain right there.
Oh,
so,
yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't notice it before. So
the old rusty pirate ship chain.
So it looks like they did get a chain, and it is, the ammo can is the same size ammo can that was there before, but I do notice that this is slightly rounded edges on it, and that is the style of ammo can that was in Brazil. So
very nice. Very nice.
Aren't you the expert? I'm the ape expert of the ammo cans.
Is the man.
I'm sure there's probably a handful more people out there that have found more ape caches than I have.
Hey man, I'll give you up. Dude, you're the only one on this show who's found one, let alone two.
I haven't had any. You know, it's still on
I know Sarah. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna go. You know, I'm gonna go on a limb saying Sarah's got none either. You know?
Yeah. I do want to give a shout out to Duma 322. She was at one of the actually she was at every event that I was at. But at the first event that we had, I was talking about getting hit by stinging nettles on my last trip out there, and she mentioned that you take the local ferns and rub the backside of the fern on where you get hit by stinging nettles, and it will do a wonderful job at clearing it out and stop the stinging.
Oh,
Really?
And both Greg and I, who had been stung the last time,
Right.
both had to use it the next day, and it worked wonders.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I told her that, but I also wanted to give her a shout out on the show.
Absolutely.
Look at that. Wow.
And then after the event, I stopped over at the booth that Caching in the Northwest had there and talked with Chris of the Northwest and Land Monkey. And so Chris invited me onto his podcast to discuss the Going Ape event. So
very cool.
We'll be recording that tomorrow, and I think he posts those over the weekend.
Yep. Wow, you'll be doing the tour like Scott does, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent stuff. Well, guys, it's been great. I mean, this is cool to be able to sit there and just live vicariously, because, you know, for a lot of people, they're not able to go to these things and just to hear what it's like to sit there and experience stuff like that. It's nothing quite like it. So thanks to Scott and to Chad for giving us some recaps, because that's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good stuff. All right, well, I think that's about it. We're going to be able to wrap up here. Again, thanks to Scott, thanks to Chad, Sarah. We know you're out there. She was in the chat room there trying to do some stuff as well. And we want to thank all of you fine folks for coming on by and each and every week for the Geocaching Podcast. We really do appreciate it. All right, let's move on. Please be sure to join us each and every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of the Geocaching Podcast, right here on the Geocaching Podcast website at www.geocachingpodcast.com/live. The video version of our show is available on YouTube, and the audio version is available on our home website, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and many of your favorite podcatchers. We love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please visit us through our social media sites or contact us via our voicemail line at 630-31-VOICE. The Geocaching Podcast is a Headhardhat production. It is produced by Andy Smith, Scott Berks, Chad Courtney, and Sarah T.S. The show is also copyright 2017 by Andrew T. Smith. All rights reserved. And clear. All right, good stuff. Thank you guys for stopping on by, and yeah, I can't wait to be going to at least a mega event. I've gone to a couple of general ones over the past couple of months, but I've been dying to hit a mega, and I got a feeling it's going to probably be going caching for that one. And just looking forward to it. I just want to go on a 4-day trip. And you have to do that with going caching anyways. That's you got to do at least 4 days at going caching. So yeah, looking forward to it. Good stuff. All right, folks. Well, have a good one. Have a safe one, and keep safe out there. The weather's crazy. We want you back. Just saying. All right, guys.
Fall is here. Fall's here. Winter's coming.
Well, yeah, Sarah's still telling us about how it's winter down there, and it's like
summer's ending, man. Tell you, kids are back at school.
Frosty the Snowman would not last long here. I'm just saying. All right, folks. Have a good one, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.